little technical difficulty there getting on. Should have it on now, for YouTube and, okay, we're good. All right, so we did not get the swearing-in ceremony or that, live, so I'm not sure we can't recoup that, I don't think either, can we? All right, okay. All right, so we'll move on. Minutes for February 23rd, 2026, regular, session. Any additions or questions or modifications to that? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the February 23rd Scottsville regular session.
I so move.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, okay, all right. Okay, so we'll go down to action items. Resolution number 140-26. Lauren will talk about this. Adopting a modern and accurate legal description of territory previously annexed by the city of Scottsville, Kentucky.
If you all may recall, about a year and a half ago, we actually did this with another piece of property that was annexed into the city. That property at the time was annexed in 1993. It was the hospital property that we have. And unfortunately, if you compare the map that we have to the map that the state has, our lines don't match exactly. And so to correct or remedy that issue, we have to submit updated paperwork to the state so that they can include that in their interactive map. For us to do that, we do have to submit this resolution, and what this resolution states is that the documentation we are submitting is a true and accurate representation of the property that was annexed in 1983, which was Hinton Anderson subdivision. I can answer any questions, hopefully, that you all may have, but this is just to tidy up those city limit lines on the state boundary map so that what the state has matches what we have as well.
Any questions?
Is it an addition to, or is it a takeaway from?
Neither. Well, it would be the property that was originally annexed for some reason, and no one can really say why because it happened in 1983. There could be a number of reasons as to why the state map was never updated, but this is not adding or subtracting any property that's already there. It is correcting the boundary line of the property that was originally annexed.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Okay.
But with the, but the boundary line is not moving any residents.
No, the boundary
in or
line
out
is,
of the
no,
city.
correct. It will incorporate the residents that are already there as they should have been this entire time.
So the tax base is not changing.
Correct.
Okay. I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution number 140-26, adopting a modern, accurate legal description of the territory previously annexed by the city of Scottsville.
I so move.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, okay, moving along. Okay. I'll have to let, Lauren talk a little bit about this. It's the first reading of an ordinance, 903-26. Okay, Hallie, I'm sorry. Okay, now, talking about the ordinance for the, creating a franchise, the operation, maintenance of the telecommunications. Yeah, why don't you go over to the,
Well, it's gonna be very brief.
okay,
I don't know a whole lot about it. I had Lauren go ahead and put it on this meeting, and the attorney that represents, the new Windstream was purchased, is now Clear Windstream, is going to be available at the second meeting this month to explain what all is going on.
okay. So we want to go ahead and do the first reading now? Okay, all right. So I guess we'll have more questions. They're gonna come the second meeting? Okay, all right. So if we have any questions about that, I guess basically it's a name change, right, operation. I'm not sure if anything is gonna change within the infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, I think they were just bought out. Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of 903-26. Of course, having a first reading, if we have, if they come and there's some confusion or reluctance, I mean, we don't have to do a second reading, and then we'll get more information then. I mean, I don't really have.
You
any-
want a motion to?
Yeah, I want a
accept?
motion to approve the first reading of the 903-26.
All right, I'll move that.
Okay, second,
Second.
Mark, okay, all in favor? All right, okay. You got two no, or let's do it, okay, let's do a voice vote then, okay, all right. Franklin,
Yes.
Beverly,
I'd like to hear more about the intention before we have our first reading. I don't understand the urgency to go ahead and have it done today.
I can't really explain it. I mean, honestly, there isn't a franchise agreement in place right now. In order to have utilities, you have to have the franchise agreement.
there's not one in place right now? Well, but there is one for Windstream. I mean, they've been operating in the city for,
And they've been, correct, but it's, from my understanding from their attorney, there is not one in this, there's not a franchise agreement for the city or the county with Windstream.
is the county gonna address this too?
Tomorrow's meeting,
Are there questions from them?
not really, no.
But it's non-exclusive, right? So, I mean, we're not limiting any company.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we're
I
not
mean, if
awarding.
you all wanna wait till the second meeting, that's fine when they're here. to
Okay.
talk. Doesn't matter to me, they just wanted it on the agenda as soon as possible, so.
Yeah. Well, I think
Okay,
that's-
I'll withdraw my motion.
okay, that's the big question then. It's not gonna be an exclusive rights, award. So, I mean,
It says it's-
since there's no previous franchise agreement with them, I would recommend that we table it till they come and answer the questions.
Okay, I'll withdraw my
Do
motion.
we have to vote on his motion withdrawal?
All right.
No, not if I withdraw.
What now?
Because we had a vote.
Well, we did, but I wanted to do a roll call vote, so it wasn't
It wasn't
what do we wanna do?
So we have to move. we have to
Okay,
move. I
okay.
second his
I'll
motion
ma-
to table.
okay, I'll make a motion that we table this.
Can't make it.
I mean, God, I've done that again.
Franklin made the motion, Michael seconded.
Okay, all right, okay.
And we
All,
did it all in favor.
all in favor to table it? Okay, all right, there we go. All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kinda interesting. I mean,
like a
Yeah.
reasons.
will there be any public discussion about that? Is there gonna be, will they have like a public hearing or whatever? Something like that? Okay. All right, so we're tabling that. Okay, all right. So, Lauren, first reading ordinance number 904-26, amending ordinance 895-25 and 884-24 and 873-23, an alcohol beverage control ordinance for the city of Scottsville.
If you all can believe it, it has been a year since we looked at this last. So, as I've stated the last couple years, it is my responsibility to go through each year and reevaluate the regulatory fee that we're currently charging to make sure that it is within the parameters that we should be charging. Those would be based on the city's expenses to regulate alcohol sales, as well as the expected income from the businesses that are currently licensed. Based on that information, we would be able to increase our regulatory fee to 3% this year. It was previously listed at 2% is what we have been charging for the last year. And we are addressing it just a little bit earlier this year than we did last because I am required to allow a 30-day notice to the licensees when the regulatory fee does change. Those licenses start up, their first month is May. So if we approve this for the first meeting today, the second meeting in March, that would allow the 30-day notice window for the month of April for that fee to take effect May 1st. And the only thing in the ordinance that is changing is the regulatory fee, which I have highlighted on the page in question, which should be page 5. And if any of you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
And this is something it is required to be reviewed every year, right?
Yes.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we still within the boundaries of the other communities around here with that the increase to 3%?
We are actually significantly lower at this point than most areas. One of the biggest ones that we are compared to is Bowling Green, of course, because Bowling Green does not charge a regulatory fee. However, the only reason why they don't is because their population is too large. The state law exempts them from being able to charge the regulatory fee. So at 3%, we're well within the parameters of the surrounding areas.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 904-26, amending regulatory fee.
Mayor, I so move.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor? All right, okay. Moving along. Municipal order number 2026-1, establishing operations related to the application, review, and management of grants for the city of Scottsville. This is a pretty important order. Brings some kind of structure to our process of grants that are submitted by other departments. You know, we have one central person that's in charge of the grants, and that's Lauren. And we want to make sure that all departments, fire departments, whatever departments, start with her, review, and then with the city council. So we're just making sure that we have a formal step-by-step process that everyone applying for grants to the city adheres to. There's a financial responsibility grant. There's all kinds of implications and issues for our budget considerations. And sometimes we're surprised when somebody shows up with a grant they've applied for and just want to have it approved and signed for. So Lauren did a lot of work on this. I looked through this, and it's an excellent, it covers everything. If you want to talk a little bit about it, just and to kind of reiterate what I said, it's just we've had some issues about. We want everybody to be on the same page for all departments, because it affects our budget. It affects the financial situation in general. So.
The mayor pretty well touched on everything. What I will add is, when I first started here in 2022, one of the first conversations that I had with the auditors was, we need one person with every grant that you have, and they need to keep up with every expense that you have for every grant. They're more so concerned about federal grants, but that would affect state grants in some scenarios as well if the money is passed down from the federal government. And they highly stress this because it is actually a point where we could be written up if we don't follow those rules that the auditors have set forth for us. So during that time, I have been doing as they've asked, and this is not anything that the auditors have requested, but I feel like I can step out on a limb and say that they will greatly appreciate this procedure being in place because it does streamline everything through one central office where I have to keep up with all of those. So this is really just an administrative update so that, like the mayor said, everybody can be on the same page. There is a procedure set in place so that there's no questions on how to move forward. If someone is interested in a grant, we're more than happy to facilitate it. We just need to go about it in the right ways.
Any questions?
I'll move
for a
approval.
motion.
I have one question.
Okay, sure.
So if somebody submits a request for one and you all deny it, so say it doesn't fit, you know, it's a match grant and Evelina says it's not gonna work, or will you all tell us if you turn one down?
That's the whole purpose of this, is to have the council involved in it.
Sure, okay, good. I just wanted to, because I saw where, you know, each of you have to, which is great, but if you all turn one down, because in case they come to us and say, well, why do they turn this grant down? You know,
Either way, whether we accept, want to go.
sure, I know
without,
acceptance you will, but, yeah, I second this.
And if that's something that you all want me to provide you a written documentation to provide in a council meeting in the event that an application is denied or a proposal is denied, I'll be happy to do that.
Sure. And just housekeeping, related is spelled wrong in the first paragraph.
Where at?
In the first
First
paragraph. Realty.
Okay, I'll go through and spell check myself before I forget. Thank you all.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to.
You got it.
Oh, wow.
You got it.
Already got one?
Me and
Second.
Michael.
All right.
Michael seconded.
Okay, second. All in favor?
Dr. Huntsman made the motion, Kent seconded.
Okay, all right. Chief?
Morning.
Good morning.
Real quick, for the month of March, for our 911 center, or for 2026, we had SPD 842, Allen County Sheriff's Office 722, EMS 339, Fire 56, for a total of 1,959. For the Scottsville Police Department, we had 13 alarm calls, 18 welfare checks, 120 traffic stops, 26 motorist assists, 10 lockouts, 18 escorts, 17 non-injury accidents, 8 injury accidents, 16 attempts to serve, 13 attempts to locate, 9 theft reports, 8 domestic calls, 8 juvenile complaints, 3 mental health calls, 8 alcohol, 242 extra patrols for that 842 number, or 842 total. I just wanted to give you a quick update. As y'all are aware, we're part of the South Central Drug Task Force now. That incorporates us and Simpson and Franklin. Just what these guys have been doing the last couple of months. They've seized 1,383 grams of methamphetamine, 42 grams of cocaine, 1 gram of fentanyl, 8,427 grams and 25 plants of marijuana, 43 grams of mushrooms, 7 firearms, and 207 dosage units of controlled substances. And for a total, they've conducted 12 search warrants, which resulted in 14 arrests. So that's just since January. So them guys are out really doing their job, and I think the agreement that we've got with the South Central Drug Task Force and what we're able to do to combine forces to combat the illegal narcotics in both areas is good for not just Scottsville, but Allen County in whole. So, pretty proud of the work that those guys are doing. Just kind of wanted to give you a quick update on that.
I like it.
And if you have any questions about that, I'd be more than glad to talk to you after. We'll hit on Ryan real quick.
Yeah, sure. That's what I was going to tell you, kind of update. I kind of just introduced him, but give him a little bit of background.
Well, the judge she had to be at court, so.
Right.
Ryan Dillon, he's, from everything that I've been told, exceptional police officer, exceptional detective. We're very, very fortunate, I feel like, to have Ryan, and that's exactly the type of guys that we want here, guys that are committed, devoted to the job, to the community. He's super excited. As a matter of fact, I talked to his former chief just last week, and he had nothing but high praise and good things to say about Ryan Dillon. And so for a 20-year career at Bowling Green, to gain that experience and that knowledge base here in Scottsville, I think he's just going to be a force multiplier for our department and just what he's going to bring. Great attitude, family man. He's just going to be a good ambassador for our community and for our department. So very, very pleased to have him. And so he's super excited. So any questions about that?
Changing this, well, as we're done, no questions about him. I saw where we had a dispatcher graduate from.
Yes, Abigail Merchant just graduated the Dispatch Academy on Friday, so we're excited to have her back. We added another dispatcher, Sabrina Wells, and she seems to be doing really good. So getting our dispatch kind of back up to where it needs to be as far as personnel-wise goes. Still working on trying to get that third station in place. I think just through the ice storm, we've seen how important that's going to be. So that's something we're working on, trying to maybe potentially look for a grant, to try to help offset that.
Did they get the space pretty well done? I know they were doing some painting and stuff.
Yeah, so Tracy and them, in order to make space, we went ahead and kind of got out in front of the 8 ball on that. We extended inside of the lobby, we extended one of those walls out, into the lobby. That way, create a little bit more space in the dispatch center, to be able to add that third station when it comes, so they've got that completed.
That was an in-house job.
Yeah.
All in-house. So just the materials. So turned out really well. I mean, they do
Yeah, they done a good job with
a
that.
fabulous job. Any other questions? Now, I entertain a motion to approve the Scottsville Police Department's report.
I move that we approve the police department's report today.
Second?
I'll second.
Second? All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Next up, Evelina.
According to your council report, we have the following invoices pending in each fund. General Administration, $12,526.98. Police Department, $19,669.72. Fire Department, $3,868.39. Street Department, $14,611.07. Dispatch, $759.04. And Transit, $4,986.70 for a total of $56,421.90 in the general fund. Cemetery, $6,721.70. Water distribution, $80,538.71. Sewer department, $26,153.32. Sanitation, $19,849.85. Water treatment, $33,908.06, for a total of $160,449.94 in the water fund. And in the gas fund, $11,783.98.
Whenever somebody's ready or feel comfortable, I'll entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report. And also, she's always available afterwards for questions, and meeting anytime, if there's any questions about expenses or vendors or so forth.
I'll move approval.
Okay, motion?
Second.
Second? Okay. All in favor of the treasurer's report?
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, everyone. Okay.
For the month of February, we had a total of 891.77 overtime hours, totaling 27,676.90, 21 of which are reimbursable, and the 283.33 for school resource officers.
Wow.
Wow, exciting things
There's a lot
happening.
to take
Know
in.
it.
Okay.
For the month of February 2026, the Scottsville Water, Gas, Sewer, Sanitation, and Street Departments are as follow. In the Water Department, we repaired 10 water leaks, read 2,457 water meters, changed out 2 water meter services, terminated 1 water service. Gas Department, we inspected rectifiers, performed odorant tests, read 1,181 gas meters, changed out 1 gas meter, repaired 3 gas leaks and 4 meter sets, performed 1 gas tap. Held monthly gas safety class, continued mapping the gas meters, built pipe stands for Bellmark gas meter set and painted and installed. And we also relocated a gas meter at 170 Dogwood Drive. Sanitation Department, we hauled 39 loads of garbage. Sewer, we rotted 2 sewer lines, repaired 1 sewer manhole ring on North 4th Street, inspected and GIS mapped sewer manholes in the system, inspected sewer lines on East Walnut Street with the camera. Street Department hauled 172 loads of brush, the results from the ice storm. Hauled one load of leaves, which were bagged up, hauled several loads of gravel for stockpiling, put out blacktop patch in various locations, repaired or replaced one road sign, performed weekly vehicle and park inspections, remodeled the dispatcher's office, and salted and cleared city streets for 3 days. Under notes, various vehicles and equipment were serviced, 20 in total by Andy. And we also washed and cleaned up all the city vehicles after the ice storm and salting, and completed 199 work orders ranging from line locates and shut-offs to garbage can tracking, master meeting readings, and more.
It would have worked out having two salt trucks, didn't it, available? So that worked, is that the first time we've done that? That's two at the
Yes.
same time?
Yes.
So it was a lot more efficient. Had a lot of good compliments on that also, what they did, so it was good. A lot of brush, still some out there, I guess, not near as much. I think we're down to 6 loads last week, so it's getting there. But I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't think it was as bad as the previous. Did we fit, what, a couple of years ago? Whatever, wasn't as bad if we think or not, or was it as bad? Gonna have to burn a lot of brush.
Yeah, I think it's probably, well, we're ready
It's
to
a pretty
burn-
big pile.
Yeah, we're ready to burn the pile, where
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, it was several months worth added up, and we done
Yeah.
this and, from one storm, so.
And it works out taking it over to the city dump. It's more
Over to the
efficient. I mean, because there's lines and stuff out here at the transfer station. So we've got the space and we just, bring the hot dogs and marshmallows, right? Have a big bonfire.
Yeah.
So anyway, but it works out for us time-wise, so.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions for Greg? All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, February 26th, transit report, 694 riders. We had 386 morning riders, 308 afternoon riders, 22 wheelchair lift assist, drove 2,121 miles in service for 20 days, an average of 34 riders per day. Top passenger was Friday the 13th. I don't guess they were superstitious, so with 52 riders on Friday the 13th. Friday was our most popular day to ride in February with 173. For the calendar year 26, we provided 1,294 rides. We're down a little bit. I think the weather has affected us, and we had some families to move, and we've had several to move out of the city. So, they rode 3 or 4 times a week. One of the notes, March 18th, that's our National Transit Driver Appreciation Day across the country. I want to give a shout out to our drivers. They do an excellent job. Ricky Garrison, Bill Turner, Todd Bransford, Tracy Steinberger, they do a great job every day, and just wanted to honor them. And so if you see any of those guys out, just tell them you appreciate them, and thanks for what they do every day. Also, I went to a BRAD meeting last Wednesday. Received all the information for the 5311, the annual grant that we do every year. So that grant has been submitted. Once again, that's the same grant that we apply for every year for the transit. So we will know something later on. We'll get a review back in probably April or May of anything else we need to submit for that grant. But then July, we probably know exactly the status of that grant. Also, 5339B funding from 2025. We got our second notice that we've been awarded this grant. I'm kind of leery. When we get the bus up there on the hill, I'll say everything worked. Until then, I'm just, okay, we got everything ready to go, but it looked like a $92,800 federal grant for an additional bus, so, which is great. So once again, when you see those transit drivers out there, just tell them thanks.
They, things come up and they really do rally around each other. I mean, somebody gets sick, family sick. I mean, they're really good about helping each other. It's a great team effort, isn't it? They do a great job.
Right.
Yeah, we're proud of them. Okay, thank you.
Good morning. I represent the Scottsville GIS, and I wanted to tell you, first of all, we are a learning lab for a number of students. We're engaging 9 students at this point in time. One is a paid internship, Embry Pierce, and one is inactive, Katie North, who is from here. She's going to UK right now. Currently, we have 6 active interns, 4 from WKU, and actually 2 co-op students from Allen County Schools. You can see additional information if you have any questions. The current projects that we're engaged in are emergency management. We started this 2 years ago, and we're still updating addresses and switching CAD vendors and moving around to different parts. This is by far our most active role that we play. Between the data programs, and this is managed by Jada, Brittany Fisher, and the like, we've had 59 additional addresses updated in the city and county, or new addresses or updated addresses. One thing that I did not include in there is we're talking about emergency service number boundaries. We've had to change those for the 911 product, and when we change these emergency service boundaries, this also has a change in the fire districts. So the fire districts all need to be tweaked in their areas, and this is not something that we control at all. This is something that comes through the judge, the chief, and the board of the fire districts. So we're in contact with the Kentucky Fire Commission to make sure that these boundaries are properly updated. That's a big task, and we've been engaging that for quite some time. In addition to that, through the help of Embry Pierce and Jada and Megan, we have emergency school maps. And this is for 911. They're the 3-dimensional models of all of our schools, so they can visualize what's taking place in each room and where the windows and doors are, and they can use this for planning purposes. We also have emergency map books that we've produced that we're in the process of distributing, and we also have an online map that will work that you can download to your phone, and if the cell towers turn off, you still have the map, and you can still locate places. This has been a really nice feature that Embry Pierce from WKU has figured out, and we're going to be training people that use these maps on how to use that. So during the ice storm, we sat down and worked as diligently as possible to support not only the city but the county, and we came up with an after-action review on what GIS can do better in the future when we have another emergency, whether it's an ice storm or any other natural geohazard or any things that we plan in regards to hazards. So that basically sums up the 911 services. We also, our primary role is to support Scottsville crew water, sewer, and gas. And at any point in time, if they have any processes or needs, we step in and take care of those over 911. But once again, we don't spend as much time with the sewer, water, and gas. The current projects that we're involved in obviously are any leaks and breaks and mapping those out. We are currently locating all of our manholes. We've already located them, but what we're doing is we're popping the lids off of them, taking pictures and making sure all the lines are accounted for. And believe it or not, there are still some lines, water, sewer, and gas, that are in use, but we are not familiar with them. So we're slowly updating those. We're locating all of our gas meters, which side of the house they are, what style they are, what their serial number is. And we are also going through leak reports. Anytime there's a leak out in the water system, we've accounted for 33 leaks this past month for 32,870 gallons, and we combine that report and give it to the commission, to to Greg over here. We give it to Greg. Okay, so we also have a updated Mayor Circle. I believe you're all familiar with that. But we're in the process of developing an app, and we're testing it on Android right now, so everything comes through your phone as well.
That's the high school student, Owen Ratcliffe, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's
Yes.
actually, he's a gamer. I asked him, I said, now, are you gonna still know me when you're on the cover of Fortune 500 when you whatever get done? This guy's, he thinks a different level or different.
He
space.
definitely does.
Yeah.
He runs circles around Jada and I. We ask him to write down SOP processes so we can figure out what he did after he left. So in addition to that, brownfields, I don't know if you all are familiar with brownfields, but basically they're properties that can't necessarily be easily recovered due to chemical spills, or the state encompasses a much larger definition, as in any property that's gone to the wayside. So we're looking at everything from chemical spills to the tabernacle, where the tabernacle is beautiful, but it can't be used in the current sense. And what procedures can we do with it to update it, or these types of things. And the state's involved with a grant for brownfields, and Jada's in charge of that. We also have a large project we've been working on a number of years, and that's the cemeteries. And we have finished mapping out Old City Cemetery, and Crown Hills is complete. But Crescent Hill's a little larger. And what we're doing is we're taking pictures of all the headstones. We're geolocating them, and we will be updating these online so anybody can search for their loved one, see a picture, click a button, and it'll take them in their car actually to their headstone. And that's going to be very significant. There's a lot of headstones out there, and we're every Friday going out there taking pictures and updating this stuff and integrating it into our former software for cemetery management. Now, we presented this to Darren Davis. He was very excited, and he told me one use of this, and that is the florists in town are constantly being asked to take flowers to gravestones, and they don't know where they are. They're driving around looking at the names and asking people, and this will help them out quite a bit to be much more efficient. Now, along with this, we flew drones through the police department to be able to update the data enough. And we will be extending this project through Allen County at some point in time, and they'll be footing the bill. But Jada is going to get her drone license so she can go through the FCC. Currently, we have to go with the city police department, and we're under their toolage. But we'll be striking out on our own once she gets the training through the FAA certification to fly the drones. So you all are familiar with College of Dig 811. We, on the other side, take all of our data and upload it and answer those questions at the national and state level. In addition to that, Allen County has hired us to develop a work order dashboard, the same as we implement for the city. I have been training Cameron Hernandez for this. He is also the co-op student from Allen County. And we do road work for the crews, and we are in the current development of an animal control dashboard that works for both the county and the city. Although the county manages animal control, we certainly have specific things that are going on in the city, and we'll be able to make that available for people to review at any point in time.
Scott, can you tell them just a little bit about the, just the intricacy of the information that you're putting in on those, or the animal control calls, like type of dog, number of visits? I mean, I may be getting in the weeds here a little bit, but.
Certainly. What takes place is people call either the judge's office, and they follow this out through animal control, and they fill out a complete report, go out. If it's a first time, they fill out what took place, if they have to visit a second or third time, and we take all that information and put it into the map. In addition to that, 911 gets called about animal control, and they forward that information on to the animal control people. And they either follow up on that, or it doesn't need to have any follow-up. Or like the other day, there were some sheep that were out in the road, and by the time the police got out there, they couldn't find any sheep. So that basically ended the report. So the 911 report, it's complete, and it doesn't need to be passed on to animal control per se. So there's two different types of reports that'll be on the dashboard, and you can sort them by date, sort them by location, or if they're complete or not complete. And that's in process.
Okay, and also you've been working with the police department, you all have as far, the sheriff's police department on the plan for the school, the outside.
Yes, in case of emergency, we want to have additional information about the schools, what's going on inside as well as outside. An update to where the helicopters need to land in case they need to extract somebody quickly. We don't want to have them coming on into another area of town. We want it to be right there. So the helicopters need to have an updated latitude and longitude, and we've located all those areas in conjunction with Maddie and 911 to communicate that to the company that flies the helicopters. So all that information has to be updated.
It's going good, isn't it?
Yes, and the big thing was the windows and the doors, cause like we had the fast pass system in the schools.
Were you talking about? So like,
Like, we've already got one of the 3D maps
Yes.
already of one of the schools, which really benefits us. Like if we have to respond to that school, then we know where that particular room is. We know if that room has a window. Not to get too far off in the weeds, but a tactical response, you kinda wanna know if it's on this wing of the high school or wherever, we don't really wanna come in on this side. We wanna get to the threat as quick as possible. So having that 3D map that Scott and them's come up with that tells us where the room is. If y'all remember back Uvalde, back a couple of years ago out in Texas, and the guy barricaded himself in a room, you know, we wanna know where that room is.
So this just provides additional information before threats take place, so it's good for training, good for visualization of exactly what's taking place.
and then this summer, aren't y'all gonna you'll be doing kinda utilizing some of the new maps for the training?
So typically we do, you know, active shooter response in the summer. We're just wanting to integrate the mapping system into that, make that bigger, make it more efficient with the training, that we do this summer.
It's all about training.
Yes, and the other thing about the map, if you know anything about mapping, it's not just being able to pull it out and see it. Like if guys are doing their due diligence, it's nothing wrong with pulling that map out every now and again and just studying that map. That way you don't wait till that time comes to pull it out and say, well, where's hallway A, room 203? Like if you kinda already have a visualization of that school by studying that map throughout time, then your response is gonna be quicker. So they've been instrumental in that, so appreciate it. We're still hashing a few little things out. We're not there yet, but there's a lot of work, and they got a lot more going on besides just that. So I understand that, so, but.
Proud to serve.
What they've done so far has been outstanding.
We got a lot of balls in the air, and then the report here, there's other things that kind of on the drawing board, or, you know, throwing things out. So there's a lot of diversity in GIS as far as what they're working on. It's pretty cool, and it's all about the data, right?
It's all about the data. Anybody have any questions?
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that.
Pretty amazing.
Hey, Scott.
Sir. Oh, happy birthday. Nothing like a little red dog, huh?
At least I'm not wearing it. Okay, next, Dylan.
For the month of February 26, the water plant treated 27,687,000 gallons with an average daily production of 988,821 gallons, and we had no violations. During the month, the water plant analyzed 1,521 compliance and process control samples, including 98 distribution samples, 35 samples sent to a certified lab for analysis, and 10 regulatory compliance documents were submitted to the EPA and Division of Water. A1 Plumbing pumped 45 loads from our East Lagoon. We submitted the annual Tier 2 report for EPCRA compliance. Sitco Water came out and installed 4 of the new actuators in the pipe gallery, and there's 5 left to be put in, but the mounting brackets that was sent were the wrong size, and they should be in any time. Premier came and tested the backflow device in the kitchen, which passed. And we also cut up and hauled 2 loads of brush that had fell during the ice storm.
Yeah. So I was come by, Friday night. Unfortunately, there was a bad accident there,
Yeah.
but the water treatment plant was lit up.
Yeah,
It's lit up like a Christmas tree, and I like that. The flag, everything's,
yeah.
lit up, so, okay, thank you. Assistant Sexton, Lauren Cherry. Report.
For the month of February, excuse me, there were a total of 9 burials for the month. Cemetery employees have been cleaning up from storm damage, removing flowers, and filling graves. There were 8 lots purchased in the month of February.
Okay. Colin? It sounds like according to Darren that we got lucky at the Crescent Hill in particular. We've had some pretty bad damage down there in the past, but I don't think there was any headstones, damaged, right? So it was good, because there's some pretty good sized trees down there. Okay.
For the month of February 2026, wastewater treatment plant reports completed, monthly flow report, monthly discharge report to the state, annual sanitary sewer overflow report to the state, submitted our annual Tier 2 report, our annual pre-treatment report, and our annual biosolids report to the EPA. We treated 21,744,000 gallons of water, had 2.5 inches of rain, 232 pump checks performed at the plant, 968 pump checks performed at the pump stations, 1,280 process control tests performed, and 64 analytical tests collected and sent to a certified lab. Side notes, we routed the front scum line and had A1 run a camera through the line to make sure that it was clear. Pi Barker inspected our fire extinguishers. Ryan Waddell completed work in our back return well and replaced the pump base, rails, and the pipe. Used the crane truck to cut a limb that was hanging out over the driveway going to the Colonial Manor pump station. And Jeff Young ordered a timer and a contactor for the back return number 2 pump.
Good. Thank you, Colin. Volunteer fire department. What, you got you're wearing a lot of hats today, aren't you? You're a volunteer fire department and all kinds of things. Okay, all right.
For the month of February, Scottsville Fire Department recorded 3 structure fires, 4 alarm calls, 4 wrecks, 5 vehicle fires, 11 grass or field fires, 2 trash fires, 1 landing zone, 1 control burn, 2 gas or propane smeller leaks, 1 rescue, and 3 miscellaneous calls, for a total calls of service of 37.
I got a couple things. One of those talking about helicopters landing. A few weeks ago, I was out at Cal Turner and it was getting close to dark. And I noticed there were several fire trucks parked like in front of the ER. And I didn't understand what was going on. I asked one of them and said what they do is at night because of the lack of communication, analog versus the, and somebody else may have a better take on this, but they have to mark, that shows their boundary to land from the trees and the electric lines. And until they get on the same page, the helicopters, and I think it's difficult to communicate. It's kind of cool. Now during the day, they don't have to do that, but it was kind of interesting. So kind of old school, you might say. Couple other things. Eric Hagan, who is the administrator for the Scottsville Medical Center, he asked, I think, me and Judge Harper to submit a letter to Congressman James Comer for support of a federal funding of a 3D mammography system. So for here locally at the medical center at Scottsville, I know those machines are very expensive, so I did submit that letter to him to send to Congressman Comer. Did that. Had a chance on, I guess, Friday morning to go out to the ACIC or ACPC and do a read across America week. They did it all week. I had a lot of people reading different books. I read to a first grader. Our first grade class. It was really fun. Enjoyed that. And then on Wednesday, but previously, I went to had an opportunity to speak to Patriot Brotherhood. It's in the intermediate center, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade young men that are at risk. And Wes Williams is in charge of that. He's kind of the director of that, but also Brandon DeWitt and Devin Stovall were there also. But it was they had about 50 maybe, and it was very interesting to hear what they're doing and so forth. And I've got some literature on that if you all are interested in that. He gave me some handouts to hand out to kind of explain the program, so we can do that. So a couple things else. Of course, our junk and bulk trash pickup week is the 23rd to the 27th. That's to take advantage of the half-price dumping fee out at the transfer station. I always kind of gig Judge Harper in the physical court. You can't hardly get any discounts out of them, but 50% sounds good. Of course, anybody can take it out there that week. You don't have to, of course, this is just for city residents that we do the pickup. But anybody can go out there and take advantage of the 50% discount if you're an Allen County resident. So they're actually going to start on Saturday, March 21st, and go through Saturday, March the 28th. Also, the household hazardous waste event, I guess it's March 21st. Is that right, Chris? They're going to be doing the shred day. And also, if you've got any old computers or printers or any IT stuff, and Chris is the radio station's got probably a truckload himself, they're going to be you can take those. That's a new option that they're offering. So that's going to be interesting. You can get rid of all your stuff, and I think you probably, if you got a hard drive or something, you might want to Google and make sure that you clean that out before you take there. So that's kind of cool, and so that's something new. And the shred day, I think is it being supported by, I think, Service for One maybe. It's going to be a sponsored event, but there's a lot of paper to be shredded, and so that, and let's see. Oh, and Beverly, you want to talk about this? I can. The Scottsville Rotary auction coming up.
The Scottsville Rotary Club is sponsoring our annual radio auction. It'll be March the 30th and the 31st. We go on the air at 6 o'clock at night, and it'll be from 6 until 9. This is a Monday night and a Tuesday night. The proceeds from the auction and the donations that we are accepting will go toward one of the projects. Our main project right now is to buy defibrillators for both the county and the city police departments. My understanding is right now we have 2 here in the city, and they trade off on shifts. The county has none, if I'm correct.
Right.
And this is a project that we feel like that every citizen in Allen County can benefit from. We don't plan it, but it happens to several families. And our police department and the sheriff's department are often the first people that responds to more than just wrecks. They respond to 911 calls, they respond to wrecks or whatever. This is needed. So we as Rotarians would like to be able to purchase more of the AEDs. There are also other projects that Rotary sponsors throughout the year. Build a Bid is one that we join with in the school system that not only do we help with the Build a Bed project, we also help with the sheets, the pillowcases, blankets, so that there's lots of kids right here in Allen County that just needs a good bed or a bed to sleep in and call their own. That's another one. We also sponsor throughout the year a Moms and Babes project at the health department. We furnish diapers and help to furnish diapers, formula, and personal needs for babies that are often overlooked. There are several projects that this money goes to, but our main focus in this year's project is for the AED. And I don't know whether anybody has had personal dealings with the AED, but I think it's appropriate that I say Mr. Don Rutherford has had twice his life saved. So it is something that young people and old people, these AEDs will be able to be used for children as well as adults. So if anyone would like to make donations toward this project, just see a Rotary member. Dr. Mark Huntsman's one. There's several.
Aren't there gonna be, aren't they gonna do?
David?
Is it Russell and them gonna, have a couple of weeks before, you're gonna be able to see the items leading up to the live
Right.
event? That's a new addition, right?
Right.
It's gonna be at the high school, it's gonna be auditorium or the gym?
It's going to be at the auditorium.
Okay, yeah.
And we're moving the location. It had been at the core for years before, but this year, and if anyone would just like to come and see the items themselves on these 2 nights that they can, we'll be there. And hopefully that this will reach out to several people.
So it's ironic that Ernie got more room and he kicked us out. No, I'm just joking. But Travis Hamby has a lot, he's a
Yes.
Rotarian.
Mhm.
And, but it's a great event. It's a big fundraiser. I mean, Rotary, and there's other programs they also do, but she highlighted the really important ones. And, yeah, I think that, Amanda Howard is right now.
Right.
President. I know.
No, Amy
Well,
Payne.
Yeah, Amy Payne.
And
Amanda
Amanda's
is waiting.
vice
in
president. They've
right.
gone for
And,
training.
Amy has brought a lot of notoriety to the Rotary in the last months that she's been in charge, and to give people an idea of what Rotary does. It's a very important organization here, and I think it's kind of been in the background a little bit. I mean, if you've had any issues or dealt with them, you understand what they do, but Amy has kind of brought that to the forefront.
Rotary is an international organization, but the money that we raise here, other than the dues or whatever, unless it's a national, a major emergency like the tornadoes and whatever, we try to assist in other things. But mainly, the money that we raise, we try to supplement needs right here within Scottsville and Allen County. That's all.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
David's
Yes.
a member of
Thank you.
Rotary.
I think there's food available too that night too, isn't there?
I think so.
What is it?
Food available that night, if you want to
The
come.
Up All Night at,
Yeah, Up All
is
Night is
sponsoring.
Do
gonna
that.
set up food, and we'll have a little, it's a country store.
yeah.
We're gonna have a little country store where, I don't know what all's gonna be in that, but some of the small items, is that what that is?
Right.
I'm not sure, but
That's
we've
kind
really
of-
expanded it.
Is that kind of the Baptist formula? You bring food and they'll come?
Yeah.
That's what we do, yeah.
Harris Overholt's a Rotary member. There's just anybody that wants to be a part of, we invite out there on the 30th and the 31st, or see a Rotary member, and if you're willing to make a donation to be auctioned off, or even a money donation is accepted.
Okay. Any other business questions? Carrie, I was gonna say congratulations to Andy and Amanda. I think they're expecting it. They posted on Facebook, so he'll be probably wanting extra hours, overtime, whatever. Must come, another mouth to come feeding, so, anyway.
Can I make one more plug
Sure,
for
yeah,
something?
go, you got the floor.
Houchins Industries is sponsoring through the month of March. If you want to make a $1 donation after a purchase at one of their facilities, you can do so. The facility that Scottsville has here is Ace Hardware. So if you go to Ace Hardware and you want to make a $1 extra donation, all of that money is going to Camp Courageous. So it's a good investment also.
Lauren and I were in Frankfurt week before last, and met with, was it last week? Week before last, it's run together. We met with Representative McPherson and Senator Max Wise, and I think legislatively that they've actually inserted some money in the budget for Camp Courageous. That's one of the things for this year. I know they did the core last year, like $250,000, something like that. And I don't know what Camp Courageous is, but that's actually a legislative distribution they've got in the budget. Of course, the House has passed their budget and sent it to the Senate, and of course, then the fight begins.
there are children that come in here from all around the world. I mean, Australia, different places around the world that come here to this camp for opportunities to be with their kind. If it's whatever their disability is, they have the opportunity. Camp Courageous, I volunteer out there, and they have a facility set up for anything and everything that is enjoyable to children with disabilities and meets the needs of the parents that are there. And it costs the parent nor the child 1 penny.
You think about if you've ever been to camp, I used to go to 4-H camp a lot. Their goal is to give them a full camp experience. And I mean, they got horseback riding. It's amazing though, the type of equipment they have to have in order to give that normal camp experience. It's pretty amazing. They got an Olympic sized pool.
And they've got
Got a bowling alley. Love the bowling alley. So, but yeah.
It's all.
So a little bit, tell them what you do.
I'm a professional bed maker. We, twice during the year, we go out for 6 weeks in spring, 6 weeks in the fall, and several retired ladies go out and we make up beds for the next camp that comes in. And we have a good time doing it and would accept help from, here again, anybody that's retired and like to volunteer. We meet at 8 o'clock on Tuesday mornings. You do have to file an application and go through a little drug test and make sure that, and we have to wear a Camp Courageous shirt as far as identification purposes, that we're legal and legit to be out there. But
And it's a social event too, right?
it is. It's a social event.
All right. Okay, all right. If no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second?
I'll say.
Okay, all in favor? We're adjourned.